How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Frostbine Gaming Channel, your place for everything Grand Archive. Today we're going to be kicking off a special segment. We're going to call it Cory's Cooking Corner because Cory's a chef and he likes to cook, so it suits him. And Cory's he really has been cooking with the list lately. He's been piloting Tonoris, and he has aspirations to make Tony good. So, he's kind of on a mission here, and we're gonna go over like what he's his findings so far, and try not to make this too long of a video, not as long as the last Tony video we did by far, but we're gonna go over how he thought the deck went at locals and what changes are being made in his next iteration of the deck. So, go ahead and take it away, Cory. Tell us.
Yeah, it was a 4-round local. I went 2-1-1. Um, I went up against a CL deck. I won that one. It wasn't really any. It wasn't like Oblation or anything. It was like a newer person trying out CL. So I kind of just what was it? Yeah. I kind of got to try the really like try out combos with it. I learned that Hector is an asshole, and I greatly enjoy that. Once you get tokens rolling, Hector's a beast. Like being able to negate like even 4 damage once a turn is just really good. And I've really learned to appreciate the obelisks. Like obelisk protection really does help. Like even like a little bit of chip damage or just being able to protect a unit. Like being able to protect Hector. Like because once they kind of learn what he does, he's a kill on sight. The people do not like Hector. Um, and let's see. Um, what else did I really appreciate? Atmos. I just those shields are really scary. They're really good. Especially against my next match, which was I don't know, Travis, would you call it wind wake up, just the like wind spirit Cheshire cat, or would it be like the Mad Hatter one? Because it just played like Mad Hatter. It was like an OTK. It played the potion, Mad Hatter, Cheshire cat.
Yeah, that's Wind Wake Up.
Yeah, I played against Wind Wake Up. Something that I learned with Tony and being a 20 health guardian is that they have a hard time OTKing you. As my opponent even said, Tony being 20 health is very annoying. Like they could not lethal me. Um, I basically was able to kind of, even though it rushed me to level 3 like super fast, like I had no hand. But it was enough to kind of get enough influence to like stabilize like my board. Um, and I'm doing a fire package. I run a fire spirit. So
Yeah,
because I
let's touch on that real
yeah,
quick because
yeah
I know in our budget build we were really trying to make like the whole normal spirit thing work, and it was a cute idea to start, but it
it's
it yeah,
yeah
it didn't really
it
have legs.
it didn't help with Tony's biggest issue is that Tony is slow. Like and I even think even CL is a little sloggy to me at least. Like even though I haven't really learned the ins and outs of CL, like I was still a new player coming back. But like I just feel like Tony is as good as I think he is. He does like need a lot of time to set up his board, and um So I find the fire package like the typical fire creative shock discard float memory level up. Like it's a fire package. Like
Yep.
that day I was running liminal guides, like the cremation ritual package. I did find that like liminal guide, I got him off a little bit, but like I don't think he's really needed. It's just creative shock. Like that draw power is just very very good, and it helped me out in like against Wind Wake Up because I could play Reduced Ash, which is another big thing because like that's just a good card.
Yep.
Especially blowing up their potion.
Them cards are good.
That foiled his plans. But that ended up in a tie. Game two, he still did Wind Wake Up things and killed me before I could get to Neo's Tony. And then game three, we stalled each other out, which is very funny. I couldn't kill him, and he couldn't. Like, I drew into all my Atmos, and just I had like 4 shields on board, and if he can't get distant, yeah, there's not much. There's like those shields are annoying, especially when you have Hector negating a lot of
Yeah,
damage.
I will definitely say, once you get Hector out with a couple Atmos shields and everything, you have this wall, and it's
Yeah,
really hard to break it down, especially with the tower that gives you that gives any Neos unit that gets swung at, it gives them you can prevent the next 2 damage. The shields can juggle combat damage between each other.
yeah,
You can use the shields to prevent non-combat damage. It's ridiculous. It gets out of hand real fast.
yeah. So that was it helped me get used because I've always had an issue with like hyper aggro decks, like low to the ground. I've never really been able to like really beat them. Like and now I think I'm comfortable with the matchup a bit. Um I still kind of get flustered getting pumped with like 15 damage like turn two.
I mean,
Like
Saryu's gonna do that regardless of what you want to do.
yeah.
So,
So like, but I think I'm more comfortable with it, and I kind of know what to do. But like, I still have not fought Siryu yet, and I've been very very lucky. But I think I'm gonna break that streak this season.
mhm.
I don't think he's going anywhere. Round three. There's a very interesting Rye player at our locals, and it's always interesting going up against them because it's basically a stall mill deck.
Yeah,
um
Joseph's got some
yeah
interesting
I
ideas.
Joseph's fun to play against. And I got knowledge checked really really bad. um I kind of forgot about spell shield, and I swung in with 17 damage, and he got a lot of tokens.
Yeah.
But he did bring to my attention that there is a negate card that came out of the CL starter deck that can negate attacks, and I'm gonna try it the next time I
Well, not
play.
it doesn't negate attacks. What it does
Sorry,
is
sorry, it negates effects that would interfere with your attacks. Is
yeah,
that
yeah, you use it
yeah,
when you're attacking and
yeah,
it
yeah?
negates.
Sorry,
Yep, you're
was
good.
it like overwhelming defense or something? Like
Yep.
you wouldn't think it would be a card to like. I guess it's offense is the best defense. I guess.
Yep.
Uh, But yeah, and then he proceeded to regal inquisition me twice, and then I checked.
No, no, no. Let me correct you. He ravaging tempested you multiple
Oh
times
yeah, yes,
to
nah,
get you to
yeah,
draw a shit ton of cards, and then he
yeah.
regal inquisitioned you to deck you
No,
out.
you are correct. He hit every one of those tempests.
But the funny thing was the turn that you went in for like that hit with that he shielded like that.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that
that's
would
right. You
have
were watching
closed
them.
it.
Yeah, that's why I say I got knowledge tap because that was just one round. It took 43 minutes. So I just kind of gave him the next one. Because you know what, I was anytime someone does another win con other than just beating Mike up my face in, I really respect that.
Yep.
It's very interesting deck to play against. And then last round, round four, my favorite game of the day, uh, or match, I would say, is against it was like a wind element slime Sylvie. It played
Oh yeah,
like
you
Brisk
play Patrick.
Windrotter. Yeah, Patrick. Um, I I have a newfound respect for Mad Tea Party, because I opened up really slow game one, and that ended up being probably like my best game of the day. I opened up like I think it was like um the Gloamspire, Black Market, Mad Tea Party, and then like a Hub of Innovation. And I didn't draw any allies, and he just got like Brisk Windtrotter did Brisk Windtrotter things and got very large. And I almost died. I had to like rush to level 3, but once I got my token, like the obelisk of fabrication, and I was doing like reciprocity, every like I just kind of healed myself back to like a safe health pool. Because every time a token was summoned, every time we summoned an ally, I just healed one. And once I got to level 3 Tony and got Hector on the board and Atmos and stuff, like it just like he couldn't really do anything. Like he managed to beat me down. Because he had like that stealth slime that gets really big, but
Oh yeah,
like
ethereal.
it's ethereal. Like, but I just kept summoning tokens, and I kept going down. So like it was very in like Storm Slime. Like every time he played Storm Slime, I would just kind of heal out of the damage, and then I just kind of whittled him down. But and he eventually like I don't think people are used to playing against Mad Tea Party because it took most of that game for him to realize he could attack it. But I guess they don't really think of it as like
Well,
a
I mean, it has 6 health, so like,
yeah. It had
yeah.
6 health and it's just one recovery. So like on paper, it doesn't really seem that
No, it
impactful.
doesn't. But like, it still either
Yeah,
soaks up 6 damage to kill it,
like
or
even I didn't really see its impactfulness until that game because I was like, okay, I got Mad Tea Party, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I get 1 health for every ally that's played. And then I was like, wait, token summon, get a 1 health, token, get a 1 health, token, get 1 health,
yeah, and then it turns
summon,
Atmos.
yeah,
Like Atmos turns into
yeah,
3 health. Like,
yeah, 3 health heal. And then I just and then I just kind of like whittled him down until I could like strike him with Archon Broadsword. And then game two, I didn't run into because I only play one Mad Tea Party, and I wasn't playing the Looking Glass build
yeah,
because
that's right. You
yeah.
weren't on Looking Glass, were
Well,
you?
no, because I was doing the when I was testing Looking Glass, I was doing the Norm Spirit, and it was just way too slow because like domains have the funny little upkeep thing, which is really cool and interesting. But like when you don't have draw power and you don't have enough influence to like keep up your like upkeep, because because we were doing like the what was it Dawn of Ashes or
Yeah, Dawn of
whatever.
Ashes.
Yeah, and you have to like play 3 normal in your memory to upkeep, and then to keep that alive, you have like after you use up all your reciprocity, like Eternal Kingdom, and it's just like I never found myself going to level 3 Tony to like get a lot of that like because like those 3 free domains really help a lot to like kind of pay for a lot, like especially Eternal Kingdom, because like once reciprocity is down, like Eternal Kingdom kind of becomes a detriment sometimes. Like if you don't have a lot of domains, Eternal Kingdom isn't really like that useful
Yeah.
because you're just paying 2 to like keep something on board to maybe get 2 back. It's like it's At least to me. But like now that like I've learned what I liked and what I didn't. I was playing Library Witch with the cremation ritual package. I never actually used it. I was playing Decompose for the funny get like 3 to 4 tokens on board to like make Archon Broadsword big. Um, which is really cool. I only used that I think game one, like or round one. I never really drew into it after that. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking of probably taking it out, maybe coming back to it. But uh, overall, I think Tony performed a lot better than I thought it was. Because I've been kind of disheartened with Tony because like I haven't really been doing well with him. But now I think I kind of like and on the right path. I do want to try more against like more like competitive decks like Tristan and Siriu most of all. Um, I don't really know how well I'll do against Oblation CL. I'm kind of afraid of that 15 damage because Hector's just going to get utterly eviscerated. But I might be able to negate most of the damage, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and Ablation CL, it, I think you just you got a sideboard seal if it becomes a bigger like deck
Yeah.
type thing, but I think it takes longer for it to find its combo than it takes you to pull off what you're trying to do.
Yeah, the main thing I want to do is just kind of like bring my end game earlier because depending on what I draw, and again, it's just drawing into everything. Sometimes you just don't draw into what you need.
Yeah.
But I feel like Tony sometimes is a little too slow, and I feel like, especially game three against Wind Wake Up, I just did not draw into a lot of allies and like I just kind of like picked away out of them with like automaton drones. But by the time I got my setup, he started like he had like now granted he had every Veiling Breeze he probably played in his hand, but it was enough to like stall out the game because like we went into game three with not a lot of time left. I don't think because game one took a while because like I couldn't really like he couldn't really kill me, but I couldn't really kill him because I
Yeah.
didn't. I feel like Tony lacks a lot of good allies until he gets to level three, which does kind of slow the game down a bit because like if you can't really rush to three before they kill you, like is it hurts a little because like if you have to use all your like Neos allies as material to level up, then you're kind of just like on the back burner a bit, hoping to draw into something that will like allow you to kind of like not drawing into Hector and Atmos feels kind of bad, and Neopsites are all, like are good. Like even if you can't get the one into memory, you
Yep.
know, a free draw is a free draw. But
Yeah.
I feel like Tony is just another like he's a guardian champ. They aren't really well like I think like outside of like the oblation aren't really like well received that well. Everyone's like, well, they're just too slow, and it's like, yeah,
I mean, unless you're Nico.
yeah. Well, I wasn't playing during Nico. I honestly forget she exists
Oh my
because
god,
like
Nico was nuts. I'm
I
gonna mill you for like 30.
I've heard the horror stories. I've just never really like I think I stopped playing right when Slime Sylvie came out, and I think that's when Nico really took off. I think.
Yeah, Nico has a cute a cute strategy. Um
I know Icebound Slam is the reason. She's
yeah,
the reason why
Icebound,
Icebound
well,
Slam.
that it wasn't just that. Icebound Slam was being teched into like so many different decks. Like there was like there were like fractal decks and stuff that were playing it. But anyway, actually I think it was just real quick. I think it was like a water vanit. Yeah, I think it was water vanitas that was using it. There was like a cleric build with water vanitas, and it would use icebound slam, and then they would use pre nerf uh scepter of lumina. So every time that they leveled up on vanitas, and you know how quickly he can shoot through his levels,
Yeah,
um he would burn you for 4, burn your opponent for 4. So you get
yeah,
12 damage from going up into that, and then you just icebound slam them. And then if there's anything left to do, you just like use the float for like something to like you would like lost in thought and burn a bunch of float and draw a bunch of cards. Like it was crazy.
yeah. Well, actually, going off of Vanitas, I was actually thinking of playing him that day, just because I saw like Pony Toss at Manila.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this deck's kind of funny. Funny for me, but not for my opponent. But then I think everyone was talking about, oh yeah, we're trying out these like fun decks, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be the asshole playing like
Even though there
like
were people that are playing other stuff that was like,
yeah,
but
but yeah,
I I
it was
I
it was a
digress.
lot of level one
Yeah,
Merlin.
it doesn't
That's
matter.
what.
It's locals. It is
Yeah,
what it is. Like, but
yeah,
no, next time, like if I play something fun, it's gonna be a little more like relevant than
but
what I did. But
yeah,
um,
yeah, like, but I really enjoyed playing Tony. It was a lot of fun, like getting to do a lot. Like Neos is such a fun element to me. Like I like the idea of just printing out like tokens. It's just a really cool concept to me. And him being able to print a 3 attack sword every turn is just really nice.
yep,
Like just so he's just like 3 damage, like Archon broadsword, big like unga bunga swing for like 11 is really cool, but like that 3 attack is enough to kind of hurt some, like swing in with Neo, swing in with a 1/1 drone or a 2/2 drone. It's just really nice. Like you could clear out some really annoying allies. Um,
yeah.
uh, the one thing I would say, if I would add, like if I could tell my past self, is like add another blade of creation, because sadly I did not see that a lot,
Hmm.
and that is, God, I played against a lot of stealth units.
Well, well. On that note, just so we don't make this
Yeah.
go
Oh
too
yeah.
awful long. No, no, it's fine because like
Yeah.
having that in-depth knowledge is kind of like important. That's kind of the whole purpose of this segment is to, you've clearly found your niche with
Yeah.
Tony, um, and you're going to be cooking with Tony. I'm assuming
Yeah.
for the foreseeable future. I mean,
Yeah.
you're foiling out the deck. You got your
Yeah.
4 Looking Glass Neo sites and
Yeah, I'm happy
um
I got a good deal on them.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I know we came back to the drawing board here and we were talking about like things that you could after playing it and everything, things that you thought could be fixed to make it better. Or I know I offered a couple of suggestions and then we landed on
Yeah.
what our current list is. So, um we're going to go over that right now. The differences here. Um I don't know if do you have it brought up on your end?
The list,
I shared it in the
no.
chat there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we're just going to go over this real quickly. We're going to start with the material deck. Um, the first thing that we changed is there is no, obviously Cory switched over to fire, so Norm Spirit is already like long gone. But we moved from a regular Spirit of Fire to a fragmented Spirit of Fire. For one, you get a free token for playing this, which counts towards your end game. And then two, you have a glimpse 6 that allows you to kind of move some of those cards that you don't really need to the bottom for later, and it's not like you won't ever see them again because you play like we went back to the Looking Glass strategy for multiple reasons that we'll get into then, but it allows you to play the crossroads, or not crossroads, what's it called, The
Oh, I think it's called
is it
Crossroads. Oh
Crossroads?
no, Chamber of Reflections.
Chamber of Reflections. That's it.
There is
Okay.
there is a Crossroads domain, but
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like I think I
Anyway,
think it's water.
but it allows you to play Chamber of Reflections, which will shuffle your deck. So all those cards you put to the bottom, you will possibly see again. Or be able to filter out of the deck if it's a domain that that Chamber can grab.
Yeah.
You know, we're still on Domain Tony. You really like Domain Tony and all the free domains and everything. Because of that, you know, you get a domain that can fabricate a automaton drone with a buff counter. So there's really no reason to play the fabrication regalia. Because like that you have to hard pay 3, whereas if you have enough domains on board when you use the tower, it's free.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a big difference there. Even if you're doing it during like your recollection step, there's better things you could be doing. We included backup charger, which was not in our original like list or our budget list. Again, another free token, and there are a lot of automatons in this deck, so you could potentially use that to swing for 2 extra damage with an automaton.
Yeah, I started looking at it like things that make tokens a lot more now because like I never really thought like I actually did not I forgot that the fragmented spirits existed. Like no one really talks about them. So like
Yep. I think it's some things that make tokens inherently and you don't have to go out of your way to do something like you do with
yeah.
decompose.
Yeah.
So it just kind of inherently increases your token count because as long as those tokens aren't messed with in any way, shape, or form, by the time you hit Tony level 3, you know, you're already going to have 3 tokens out.
Yeah.
If
So like
not
Hector,
more, depending
yeah.
on, you know, reciprocity.
Yeah, if they actually target the drones or not.
Yep.
Because sometimes people ignore them. They're like, oh, it's just a 1/1. Sometimes they're like, kill. And I went, oh,
Yep.
my drones.
We stuck with Chalice of Blood. You're a guardian. You can afford to be at a high health.
Yeah, that card came in clutch some games.
Yep, it's Cat 2 for
Really
a
did.
reason.
Yep.
Reciprocity, Proxy is vault card, you know, shut off your upkeeps when they're not good for you. So, and then you get a free token out of it, which is pretty cool. We went back to Looking Glass. I know you tried Grand Crusader's Ring, and it
It was good.
yeah, it was all right. I mean, it's a draw. It's GCR, but
Yeah.
you have this which enables the Chamber of Reflections, but also as like Hanky showed at Manila, you just run a couple copies of Unmake Duality, and there you go. Just it's just a +1.
Yeah.
So
Like it's always on the board and they can't mess with it. So like yeah, that is one less materialization you have to do. Yeah.
yep.
Like they thinking more about it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did put in Wayfinder's map. This is kind of like or Tony's version of the boots, like that assassin plays, like Tristan and everything, the wind boots. But instead of needing 4 prep counters, you need 4 domains or more to draw a card. But it
no, this one you need 3, I thought.
I think it's 4.
No, yeah, only if you control 3 or more domains.
Oh, 3 or more. Okay, well then.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like I find it more of like a late game. Like unless you really need to get out like Eternal Kingdom fast, or like you feel like you can take a turn or two. Like it's a decent card. Like now that I'm playing more domains, I kind of like it more. But like I'll see how it is because like
it's kind of that flex spot that you're testing stuff in, but it does help. It also has the additional effect of making all your domains cost 1 less, so you are having a little bit more influence to work with.
Yeah.
We have the book. Um, Alchemical
Oh,
Scripture.
yeah, cards.
It's basically like Guoja's card that will get you, except yours is at the end phase, and it's only if you control so many tokens. So it's kind of better because you don't have to have, equal to or less cards than your opponent to use it. But as long as you have enough tokens out there, and it's not a really big number. I think if you just have your um your three
If
towers and something else, I think you get it,
like,
right?
well, since we're playing the fragmented spirit, the shard will count as the fourth. If everything goes well, you'll have a power cell, the shard, maybe a couple tokens, so that thing will be like a grab next turn. But you'll always have, depending if you hard went into Neos or you dungeon guided, within like a turn or two, you should have four tokens to activate it, and then like if you feel comfortable enough to hard pay it, or if you have like floating memory in your graveyard.
Yep. Either way, decent card
Yeah.
to have. It'll help catch you up on your influence, especially if you have to kind of, unga bunga up the ladder to Tony. Um Archon broadsword, your big beat stick. Um it's kind of part of like your kill condition because you're hitting so hard because of all your tokens. And
Yeah,
then we have Ducal Seal, which is Terrafring on crack. It's
it's really good.
Yep. You can't play it till you're level 3 advanced element, but it is very good. It will help you probably buy a turn to stabilize if need be. So, um, yeah, that's the mat deck that we're looking at. Rolling down here, we're gonna move to the main deck. For Dungeon Guide, you're a level 3 deck. You need your Dungeon Guides. One Dormigian Throne. This is your late game booster for all those drone tokens you're creating. So all those drone tokens, they come out with a buff counter for the most part. So there'll be 3/3s with Dormigian Throne, which is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
4 copies of Gentle Respite. We are on a fragmented spirit, so we are drawing less cards. You do have the option to draw that card late game, which is great. As an oh shit button type of thing. But outside of that, Gentle Respite is almost always going to go off if you go first and open with it, because I don't think there's many ways your opponent can get down to 5 without like burning away everything. I don't even think they would try, and if they did, I'm pretty sure they lose that game. Um, it's a Gentle Respite. It's as it's been explained. It's like playing Creative Shock 5 through 8. If you open it first turn, it's like that because you get the float and you get a drawback. So you break even like you do with Creative Shock, but if you drop a float, it's beneficial. So you get both of those things. um, 4 copies of Hub of Innovation. It's 3 costs. Draw a card to memory. 2 costs if you have map out. So just a generic replacement that counts as a domain. One
Yeah, it's
cop.
a good like
Yep.
turn. Yeah. It's just a good card to play. Like if you have nothing else to really do,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like like get a domain on board. Sometimes I felt like playing it maybe wasn't the right play, but it always seemed to work out. It's
Yep.
just like free influence.
1 copy of Mad Tea Party. This card is obviously good against a lot of ally strats. Even outside of that, like Tony just prints allies, so like this card should always have some form of use if you can print a bunch of tokens each turn and um get all your health back.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into a newer card that we added. We added 4 copies of Overpowering Defense, which is a
It
two
says 2 copies.
or not 4 copies. My fault. Two
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't need more than 2 copies. It's kind of used for like your kill condition, and we have other cards in here to kind of help offset that as well. Um, we have 2 copies of this, which is activate this card if a guardian you control is attacking, and then you get to negate all cards that you don't control.
Yeah, and they get all card
Oh,
activations.
card
Yeah,
activation. Sorry, all card
yeah,
activations you don't control. So, like, if they go to shield or something, you can play this and negate it. Like, and then anything else that they would play would also get negated because it's negating all card actions that you don't control. So, um, pretty solid to get that swing through. Uh, Obviously, Crystallized Destiny is one of those cards that you can just play this against and shut it off. But yeah, it's a decent card. We'll see how well it holds up. You might not even need it
yeah.
because we did find um another card that could be played in here, which when we get to it. 2 copies of Resolute Stand. Resolute Stand, just good against like aggro strats. We don't have a side put together for this just yet, but I'm pretty sure we would probably side like 1 or 2 more copies of it.
Yeah, I was thinking of putting in. I've been slowly thinking of a side deck.
Yep. 4 copies of Stalwart Shieldmate. Again, more mitigation for damage. Also, generic float. Actually, every float in this deck is generic float, so you don't ever have to worry about class bonus being on your float. 2 copies of the Eternal Kingdom. This is what kind of enables you to do a lot of things. Have like technically an extra invisible amount of influence. You turn the game into Magic the Gathering basically and start tapping lands. So, and the upkeep cost isn't that bad.
No, it's not.
Not
It
for
can be
what
a
it
little
does.
annoying sometimes, but like it's like I didn't feel like, damn, I can't pay for this.
Yep. Um, 2 copies of Topsy Decree. This card wreaked havoc in Manila and is now like a $30+ card. So hopefully everybody has their copies.
I did not expect it to shoot up that much.
Oh, I
That's
did. It's like any other thing. Like if it gets piloted like that, like whew, yep, that's standard, man. But yeah, you know, you can handpick. You can handpick. Remove 2 from their discard pile. You can. They have to discard a card, or you give your champion Spell Shroud, which is really what it's used for the most. But you do have a lot of normal element in here to use multiple effects if need be. Only a 2 of. It's not really needed as more than that.
mostly use it as a spell shield.
Yep. Yeah, it's just there.
Okay.
2 copies of Unmake Duality. Unmake Duality. So Hanky was playing 4 of these and only playing Looking Glass to pop it. um we have a little bit more use out of our Looking Glass because of Chamber of Reflections, and I think we're gonna sideboard Palver Sword. I think Cory had mentioned
Yeah.
earlier to me. But so we're playing 2 copies of Unmake Duality just because we are gonna sit on our Looking Glass a little bit longer because we do want to at least rip 1 Chamber of Reflections before we, lose it. So,
Yeah.
but otherwise, like it's just a +1, and you already have like the target on board. So, and we don't want to be playing Turbocharge and lose the backup charger because then we're just losing a token for no reason. 4 copies of Creative Shock. It's Creative Shock. It's a staple. It's just a generic good card.
Yeah.
1 copy of Gloam Spire. Kind of standard in Tony right now because you can tutor it out with Chamber of Reflections, which is one of, I think, 2 tutor cards in the game right now. I don't think there's anything else that tutors anything out.
But I could think of
I think it's just this in Wayfinder's map, or not Wayfinder's map. The Luxem one. What is it? I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a Luxem Regalia that lets you like fish out a card. I know Xander plays it, but yeah. 2 copies of Reduced Ash. You there's things that you want to burn up, get rid of.
Yeah.
this card will help you do it. You don't need too many copies of it because, you know, you kind of want to be choosy about what you get rid of. Anything that's gonna kind of impede your strategy. 3 copies of Three of Hearts, because I know we were gonna do 4, but we decided to add something else instead. Might go back up to 4, might stay at 3, not too sure, but for testing purposes, I know it's gonna stay at 3. Here's the other card we were talking about that if we see that it works better, we're just gonna probably not even bother with overpowering defense because it could be something better. 4 copies of Volda. Now,
No, it's actually 3. 3 copies.
Sorry, 3 copies of Volda.
Mm.
we changed numbers a lot.
Yeah.
3 copies of Volda. I know we had it at 2 at one point. We figured 3 of this, 3 of Hearts is good. Change the numbers if need be. But Volda is a 2-cost 1/3 at fast speed as long as you are level 2+, which if you're playing this like for your big Tony swing, as long as for its ability is if your class bonus Guardian or Cleric, like if you're fire element, your damage can't be like negated. So if someone tries to shield you, this will just eat right through the shield. If they try to Veiling Breeze you, it'll just eat right through the Veiling Breeze. And then on top of it all, it's an automaton. So if you needed to get like a little bit of extra chip damage in, you can just pop your power cell on Volda and swing for 3.
Good card.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. So, we'll see what works, what doesn't, and go to that. 3 copies of Chamber of Reflections. Tutor out any of your one of domains here.
Yeah.
4 copies of Atmos. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You were gonna say something.
I was saying it does come in hindered, but at least it's like a
it's like a turn 1 play, or even like early mid game, something like that. But like any later than that, you just blow up your Looking Glass.
Yeah, really.
And use it as fodder at that point. Unless you really, because by that point, you would have needed Gloamspire really early. You would have needed like Tea Party earlier on. Any of those, 4 copies of Atmos, which is kind of like one of like the cornerstones of the deck here, because not only if you have Tea Party, this card comes in and heals you for 3, because 1 from Atmos, 2 from the shields that come in from it, but you also the shields themselves are just really good because you can redirect physical damage to the shields. So if they come in for like a big attack, you can they're like Tristan's Shadow Clone tokens. Except just not as tanky. But it's got the same redirect and you don't have to pay prep counters for it. And its other ability is you can tap them, and I think it's prevent 2 damage?
Yep.
That's non-combat?
Yep.
So they're pretty good because on top of that, you can prevent 2 Goveni damage with the 1 Spire. And moving on to another card here in a second, Hector will also help eliminate a big chunk of one source of damage for the turn. So all in all, you just have this brick wall. 2-Bladed Creation, it's a cleave. It can be free because you play a boatload of tokens, and for each token that you have out there, it costs 1 less. So this card can be free. It cleaves for 4 on top of whatever weapon you're throwing it on. So even if you use one of the token weapons, you're cleaving for 7, which is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, it'll clear up most things, I would imagine.
Yep. 2 copies of Hector. You can imbue Hector. He will create two automaton drones. I was talking with Cory beforehand. He even said, or he might have even said it during this, that like you don't always have to imbue Hector. It
I think
like
I've only imbued him once.
yeah,
Like I got locals because like I didn't have enough Neos in hand. Like I was always one Neos short,
yeah,
or I felt like I didn't want to imbue Hector because I wanted to use my Neos cards.
hmm
But like him by himself is just
yeah.
really good.
Hector's a 3 cost for 3, or he's a 3 cost 3/3 that basically prevents X damage, where X is the amount of tokens you have, and yeah, he can just absorb a bunch of damage.
Yeah. And it is only for Neos units. Like
Yes.
I didn't it didn't really dawn on me that like he couldn't protect the drones and or three of hearts, but like at that point like they were just kind of like trying to either kill the shields
hmm
or like because the shields get protected
It
like
makes the
when
math
they're
really difficult. It really does.
yeah.
Um, 4 copies of Neosite. Cory has 4 Looking Glass sites, so trying to fit 4 of them in here is kind of the goal. If not, we'll make changes
Yeah, I'll cut
as.
him down a bit. Yeah, if
But
need be.
still, like you play enough
Yeah.
stuff, like it just requires you to have 8 objects, and I think you'll get to
Yeah.
8 objects in no time flat,
Yeah.
because, um, and it's fast speed, so you just play it during recollection, and you essentially draw to you +1.
Yeah.
Every Neosite is a +1 at that point, which is crazy. So I think 4 Neosite will hold strong, but I guess we'll see. Um, and the last card is 4 Reckoning's Wake, which is the other reason why we're not going to just go crazy and blow up our Looking Glass right away. You got Generic Float with the ability to set up the top. It'll be top 4 cards, because unless you have one of the domains out there, which is a distortion as well. Um, it's look at the top 3 plus however many distortions you have. So Looking Glass and this would let you look at 5. It isn't glimpse, however, so you only get to look at them and then put them back. You do not get to put them on the bottom if you don't like them. So, but Generic Float that sets up the top 5 or top 4 or 5 of your deck is pretty solid. And that's it. That's what we got. That's the current Tony list. All the tokens that you would need for this. So, yeah. Uh, any closing thoughts, Chef Cory?
Uh, I'm very excited to see how this deck does. I am thinking like if the Neos like if the 3 Neosites don't work and I feel like they're cloggy, I'll probably cut them to either up Hector or Blade of Creation. The one thing I did kind of feel at the end of the day of locals is I felt like I didn't hit Blade of Creation enough, and Hector, like once they burned through my Hectors, I did kind of feel a little vulnerable. So, but I'm hoping the Neo sites kind of like allow me to draw into them more often.
Yep.
But I feel like this hopefully kind of keeps the consistency. I'm a little afraid of the domains. I'm playing a lot more domains. I only played 8 domains on Sunday, because I felt like they were a little cloggy. But I'm hoping that with the fire package now, and the ability to kind of glimpse my opening hand, that like I won't have like a really like because I had whenever I played the normal spirit, my hand was if I opened up a lot of domains and they weren't like hub of innovation and they were like Mad Tea Party, like an Eternal Kingdom, like I didn't want Eternal Kingdom like that early, especially because it's a class bonus. So like,
Yeah, I think the glimpse will help you with that too.
I that's what I'm feeling like because like that's my only fear is that the domains might kind of brick the deck a bit because that's the one thing with Tony is like too many
Well,
domains.
so
Like,
technically you're
yeah,
only running 9 domains with 3 domains that can tutor.
that's yeah, it's like a terraforming for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
That's
it's not really that much different. Like And
No, that's what I feel like. It feels a lot better than the one that we originally workshopped.
yeah. And then, like you said, if Neosite doesn't work, cut it down to 2, add in 1 more Hector, 1 more Blade of Creation, make it an even 3.
Yeah.
And um same with Volta. If Volta doesn't work out too well, take it out, cut it down, or overpowering defense. There's a couple test cards in here.
Yeah.
But I guess that will be for not this weekend, but I think next weekend, unless you're able to go to locals this weekend. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But there'll definitely be an update within the next 2 weeks. So, but that's all the time we have. We've been here for longer than I originally anticipated. I guess talking about Tony is one of those things that takes a while. So, but it's good information, and hopefully all the Tony enjoyers can
Yeah.
can take this list and kind of try to craft it a
Yeah.
bit more. And
Yeah, I still feel like I'm a Tony noob. So if you guys have any like suggestions, leave them in the comments.
yeah, definitely,
Like
yeah, drop it
I'm
in the
always
comments.
up for like like even criticism. I'm always up for like people offering their own ideas.
Just be nice.
So yeah.
Be nice. Keep it civil.
Yeah.
We're all players here. We're all trying to
Yeah.
improve at the game and everything. So so yeah. But thank you guys for joining us for this, and we will see you guys on Thursday for the podcast. So until then, guys, we will catch you later.
Yeah. Later.